would say that on tonight?
Yeah, just really disappointed. We had a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter. We played really well, and just couldn't hold it and fouled, put them at the foul line, stopped the clock, which was played right into their hands, and then we just put them at the foul line, I guess. The whole fourth quarter, and we got to finish. We got to be better than that, and we played a great game. Minnesota's one of the top teams in the country in the Big Ten. So I loved our effort. Had a great crowd. Martin Luther King. I want to take a second for our players. We talked, and it's an honor to play in a Martin Luther King basketball event and everything he's done. For our country. So we were proud to play today. I wish, again, the basketball part, wish could have been better.
Coach, this is the second time in 2 weeks where you had a lead against a solid conference opponent but ended up losing. This time you were up by 16 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Are there such things as moral victories in the scenario where every big team matters?
No, I appreciate the question. And when you have opportunities like this, the same thing. We've been in the same thing with Indiana. We took the lead. It was late, a little different circumstance. We had the lead. Hit a shot with about 1:20 or something in Indiana. Scored. And again, a great game. Our league is so tough. It's the best league in the country, and everybody can beat everybody. And but we got to finish. And I understand moral victories, but that's not who Northwestern is. We built a national power for a long time. Big Ten champions. We got first-round draft picks. We got to finish games, and we had the same issue at Michigan. We had a 5-point lead in the fourth quarter. Another, top 25 team. So I know we can play with everybody. We just got to find ways to play 40 minutes. So appreciate it.
Your team had about a 2-week stretch where you didn't play any games due to the wildfires. How was this time managed? Was it beneficial for the team?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. It was difficult challenges for everybody involved, and we have school obviously, so a big chunk of their day was going to class, and then we had a couple days off, and then practices. So I thought we were ready to play today.
Coach, you talked about the issues fouling. This was the 6th game this season where your opponent shot 25 or more free throws. What do you think you need to do, especially on the interior, to avoid that type of fouling so often? We do different drills in practice. We try to simulate, what we feel like defensively to, what the other team's going to do, and we just, I don't know. We got to do. Like I said, we did a lot of great things to be up 16 against a really good team. Then, the fouls, they just seem to come all at once. And we're trying to get people in and out. And, again, with the way when you play quarters like we do in women's college basketball, you go to 0 at the end of each quarter. And those, we got to stop getting into penalties so quick. I think that's part of the problem.
Coach, this is now back-to-back years where Grace Grolski's had 27 against you guys. I was wondering, what about her game in particular do you think is really giving you guys trouble?
Well, I think she's doing that to everybody in the league. She's really good, and I think Minnesota does a good job of spreading you out. They all can shoot for the most part, and it's hard to help to get to her. So you're playing her one-on-one, and she's just a really good player. And we're seeing that, she's done that to a lot of teams.
Cool. With the fourth quarter lead evaporating, do you feel like there was a shift in mindset with the team in the sense where you sort of felt like they let their foot off the gas both mentally and physically?
you know, when we talk all the time that when you have a team in that situation, you got to play like you're down 10 and not up by 10. And I think that's where, you know, we got to be better, because we were doing a lot of great things, you know, in the third and fourth quarter. And again, you got to, you know, you got to play with a sense of urgency. And I think, you know, basketball is a game of momentum shifts, and you know, we had everything going our way, and then, you know, a couple things here and there, and then Minnesota got some confidence, and, you know, kept attacking the basket.
Yeah, you mentioned putting them on the line late in the game, but also offensively, just 13 points in the fourth quarter for your group. Kind of, what do you think went wrong offensively down the stretch? What was the biggest challenge?
I think they were physical, and we couldn't get the ball. You know, I look at the tape. They were really physical with, you know, Grace and Kaylee and Taylor were, I think, you know, getting loose most of the game, and you know, it became a real physical paint to play in, and you know, we got to do a better job of getting them the ball where they can score. We had some really good looks that we didn't finish either, too. So, but you know, I feel like we can play with anybody. That part.
Coach, can you talk about Grace's game, both offensively and defensively?
Yeah, Grace, I think gives us this, you know, she can play inside out. She runs the floor, and you know, we're really excited to have her in our program. We're lucky enough, you know, because of the her situation, that, you know, she has another year too. So I think, you know, she's just getting used to playing with us, with her teammates, and yeah, I think she's got a chance to be an all Big Ten player. Appreciate that, sir.
Coach, good afternoon. I know you said there's no moral victories, but with the shooting that Caroline Lau's been going through, just the stretch, especially with 0 of 8 from 3 in the last 2, how important was it for her to hit her first 2 and shoot pretty well for the entire game today?
Yeah, you know, she's where and I said this after our last game. She's in the gym. She really works on her game, and you know, so I feel like, you know, it's, you know, a lot of great shooters go through slumps. Even Stephen Curry has stretches where the ball doesn't go in, and I think she, you know, she works hard enough that she'll see her way out of that. I appreciate that.
Coach, only 6 wins in Big Ten play over the past 2.5 seasons. What do you have to install in your team night in and night out in order to get the results and just get the motivation to go out there every single night and get a win?
Yeah, I think it's the process. You know, we also had years we were 16-2 in the Big Ten, you know, and so there's a process to learning how to win again. And, you know, you got to take some things like tonight or today, you know, and review it to where they're, you know, you're learning from it, but you're not repeating it. And I think, you know, like you guys had mentioned earlier, to be in this situation against Minnesota, who's ranked in the top 25, against Indiana, who was ranked in the top 10 at one point this year, against Michigan, who's a top 25 team. So I think from a confidence standpoint, you know, we feel like we can play with these people. We just can't let them off the hook. We got to finish. And, you know, I'm not, you know, we got to move forward. You know, things that happened last year, the year before, we're a whole different team.
Back here. Right here.
Yep. The team has struggled a bit from beyond the arc this season, but 7 for 15 tonight, really solid first half. What do you kind of attribute that change in shooting to?
Yeah, I think it's got to be, if we're going to make the second half of the Big Ten, if we're going to be a factor, you know, we got to stretch the floor, because we have big kids that can score inside, and it's got really crowded. We got to make some shots perimeter wise, and I think that was a big step today, to be able to, you know, hit threes that opened up the inside for us. So if we can continue to do that, I think offensively, you know, we'll be a really tough out, but we got to guard better, you know.
Coach, you talked about the traffic inside, but your forwards, Taylor, Kaylee, Grace, they were still able to find a lot of success, 46 combined points from the 3 of them. Why do you think they were able to find so much success even with the packed paint, and how do you think you can use that going forward to find more offensive success?
Yeah, I mean, they have a scorer's mentality, and you have to have that too. And you know, and these guys have been around. Kaylee's a senior. You know, she scored her 1,000 point earlier this year. She's had some huge offensive games in the Big Ten, on the road in the Big Ten, and so yeah, I think her, Taylor, Grace, give us. It's hard to play them all together from that standpoint, but they have the ability to score inside out, all three of them. And the one thing that Taylor is able to do is play in transition, so and find people. So kind of like a point forward, and we got to utilize that better too. Okay, appreciate it. Thanks.